Hey everyone, Diana Alt here for another episode of Tip Tuesday. Today we're going to talk about a really good one. It's a question I get a lot, and it is all about how to figure out if a job is toxic during the interview process instead of waiting until you start the job and finding out that you made a mistake. I have developed a 3-step system that people can use in order to sort this out. So the first step is to define what behaviors specifically that you found problematic within the job that you're trying to leave or a bad job that you've had in the past. This is very, very important because we often like to throw around terms online like this boss is toxic, this guy's a micromanager, this company culture is terrible, but we don't dig deep and figure out what specifically people were doing in order to make us feel like crap or in order to make that environment negative. Writing some of that down and prioritizing like the top couple of behaviors is very important. The next thing I want you to do is formulate questions to ask during the interview. This sounds super scary to people a lot of times because when they have a lot of negative feelings come up about a prior workplace, they think that their questions are going to sound confrontational. But if you turn your little thinking cap on, you can figure out how to ask more neutral sounding questions that get you better information. And then the third thing I need you to do is to muster up your nerve and actually ask the freaking questions in the interview. This, again, is one of those things that people struggle with because they forget that the purpose of an interview is to collect information to figure out if you want to work somewhere. It's not just to say what people want to hear so you get an offer. So here's a quick example. I've dealt with this personally in the past. I've had management that did not want to let me make decisions that my role should be making. I ran across this a couple times in product management with product leaders that wanted to make all the decisions. So what I did is instead of asking the question in an interview of like, so boss, are you going to make all the decisions or am I going to make all the decisions? I don't ask that. What instead I do is I ask both the hiring manager and peers or other stakeholders as appropriate during the interview process to tell me how decisions are made about product roadmap or about budgets or about the thing that I am concerned about decisions being made about. It's a really great trick if you ask both your colleagues that are going to report to the same boss as you and your actual hiring manager this question, because you'll figure out, what's the truth pretty quick. And then the real power move, if you don't like the answers to these key questions, you withdraw. Withdraw from consideration. Because if you have the top 2 or 3 negative behaviors that you've identified, you're hearing the wrong answers during an interview, that place is not for you. That's it for Tip Tuesday, and I look forward to seeing you next time.